Hi, I'm Cheryl, and our card today, it's taken a little shabby chic kind of turn here, and we're gonna do a little bit of a cheat, and I'm gonna use Premade Flowers. I want to talk about that just a little bit later, but this is what we're going to need for the card. We need 2 pieces of the soft seafoam cardstock. One I have cut to 5x7. It's a 5x7 card we'll be making today. And then I have my other one cut to 4x6. That will go on the inside. And on my demo card, I just have it attached with my favorite thing, my repositionable tape. And then we'll be using Sahara sand for the card base, and that's cut to 7x10 and scored and folded at 5 inches. And then I have a piece of garden green, and we're going to be cutting our little leaves out and our happy part of our card from that. And then I have another piece here, and this is a 5x7 piece of Sahara sand, but what I did is, can you see that? There's a very faint print on there, and it's all roses and leaves that I thought was just so pretty. And this is digital pattern paper, and you download it and print it out on your cardstock. And I will put a link to this, my digital paper that I used on my blog, so if you want to use it. But it's really just so pretty, and it's just a little faint pattern on there, just jazzes it up so much. So I printed a full sheet of it, of my cardstock, and then I cut this and this piece here from it. So the inks we'll be using are Melon Mambo, Seaside Spray, that's a new color from Stampin' Up, and Garden Green. That matches our leaves and our happy. And to print our happy out, this is from Hero Arts, and they have various words, and then they have a little stamp set of different things that go with it. And this is the happy one, and that's what I'll be using for my happy. And then it has the stamp birthday, and I'll be using that stamp to stamp the birthday part. I also used some 1/8 inch white satin ribbon on here. If I don't have that out, I'll have to get that out when I take my pause, my break. I'll be using this die set. This is so pretty too. This is a Sizzix. It's a Tim Holtz die set. And probably, if you've been watching videos and things, you've probably seen this before. And I'm not sure what they call it. I'm not sure. Not sure at all. I believe I bought this on Amazon. So, if I think about it, I'll put a link to this also. But I'm not seeing any names. It's Tim Holtz Alterations. No name on it. Has a number, 661185. I don't know. So I'll be using that. And then I'm also using die from, what is this called? Oh, Band Together. There's a Stampin' Up stamp and die set. So I got the bundle, and I'm using this one little leaf die. Oh, see a little bit I didn't poke out. That's okay. There, I got it. I'll be using this little leaf die, and we're going to cut a bunch of those out. I think I cut like 4 of them out. And then I cut them apart. and my ever-present Tombow glue and my designer's Dries clear glue. We're also going to be using the Stampin' Up! Shimmery White Embossing Paste on here. That's really going to jazz this up. And I have my Melon Mambo reinker. I have a little Spritzer bottle. Yeah, I'll get to that. There's some flowers I have. Oh, there's my ribbon. I do have it out. Thank goodness I don't have to try to find it. I'm using a makeup brush because I'm going to be putting just a very subtle color onto our card front there. And I have my Junky Scissors. Everybody's got a pair of Junky Scissors somewhere. I'm using my Junky Scissors. And so back to the flowers. I'm using Premade Flowers. You can get these from Scrap Flowers website. It's scrap-flowers.com. And again, if I remember, I'll put links right to the flowers. And a way to save on getting Premade Flowers, I buy most all of my flowers in either white or ivory color. I believe these are in ivory color. It says white on my bag here, but it doesn't look real white to me. But either white or ivory. And you may look at this bag of flowers and see a bag full of these beautiful white flowers. But what I see pinks and reds and blues and violets and yellows and corals and peaches, because you can dye these any color you want if you have reinkers. Okay, another way to save is to get an assortment pack. So I have this assortment pack. It has has 3 different pinks in here. It's got the deep rose, and it's got kind of just a little bit towards the peachy, and then the plain pink, and then white ones, and it came as an assortment pack. So my other option would be, again, just to buy white. But I know pinks, I use a lot of pink flowers, so I've got an assortment of pinks. You can get them in blues, you can get them oranges, you can get them in browns. And it's a little bit more economical way to purchase your flowers. So, first thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to color the flower. So I need to I have it's a big piece of plastic packaging, but I want a piece of scrap paper. I'll put this piece of scrap paper underneath here too, just in case I get a little bit too carried away. And I have my spritzer. Now I put just a little bit of water in here. I've already done 2 of these flowers. I did this one, and then I did the one that's on the card. I did 2 of the flowers, but I used just 5/8 of an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch of water in my sprayer, and I put 8 drops of my Melon Mambo ink in there, and that's what I'm using to spray these flowers. So I'm going to open my flower up just a little bit. This is called a ranunculus. I'm sure I'm saying it wrong, but I want it to look a little more rose-like, and so I'm just opening these petals up a bit. Okay, and I'll take my sprayer. Let me get this out of the way. And I just spritz it. I'm going to try not to get it all over my hands. I really got my hands. Look at this. Look. See that? No longer is this a white rose or a ranunculus or whatever it is. And just spraying that real good, making sure I get down in there. So you can do your flowers any color you like. Look at that. You could even just spray it with just plain water, and then just add a little bit on the very edges of the petals. That's a pretty effect too. So there's just a lot you can do if you just get your flowers in the white or ivory colors if you can't get them in white. So that's a good thing I put my paper down. So now I can put this aside somewhere to dry. And we'll, I'm going to have to do some die cutting pretty soon. Okay, so let's do the shading on this, because that's got just a little bit of color added to it, just so that it's not just plain solid seafoam. And I'm using, because I want it just pale, I'm using the brush because it's much easier to control that way. I'll use some of the Seaside spray and just a little bit of this Melon Mambo. It ties in with the roses and it's just gorgeous. It's just wonderful. Okay, so I'll pick up a little bit of that on my brush. I like to rub it around a little bit on my silicone mat here. And I'll just go in here. And I don't know, you may not even see this because, like I said, I'm just using a little touch of color on here, just so it's not just plain old boring green. Okay, so I just put a little bit of that blue on there. And I'll rub that out good on a piece of scrap paper. And then I'll switch over to my Melon Mambo. Pick up a little of that Melon Mambo. That Melon Mambo is a very intense color, so you want to be very careful when you do this. You don't want to get too crazy. Okay. That's plenty. There, can you see that little bit? Just that little bit of color on there? That's what we want. Now this piece is going to get torn all around the edges. I'm going to tear off about a ½ inch of the edges. Okay, so when I do my die cut, it's going to almost be centered. You know what? I'm going to tear it right now. So to distress it, I'm tearing towards me. That gives me a nice, interesting decal edge here. If you tear towards you, or if you tear away from you, it gives you a whole different look. Hold on a minute and I'll show you. Let me get to the end here. Okay, now if I tear away, watch. See? Look. It's not nearly as, I don't know, as distressed as this one. See? You see the difference? Okay, so now I can go back here and tear off my ½ inch here. It's approximately ½ inch. Alright, so there we go. There's our distressed paper. And then this will go right here. You want to leave yourself just a little bit of space here around the edges. And I'll die cut that out. I'll die cut this. And I'll die cut my flowers, or my leaves. And I'll also die cut my happy for the front. And then we'll come back. And we have to jazz this up a little bit more with our shimmer paste. So I'll get all that done, come back, and this is a good place to stop and go get yourself a snack or a refill on your coffee or whatever you're drinking, and we'll continue on. Hi, I'm not done doing my die cutting because I decided to make attaching my little happy die cut a little bit easier. I put some double-sided tape on the back, and this is from a roll that looks like this, and I don't know, mine says Suk Wang, but you can get this in a lot of different ways. I also have a big wide roll. You can get it in sheets, but it's double-sided tape. I put that on my, just adhered that down on my cardstock, and now I'll cut my happy on this side, and when I'm ready to put on the card I can just peel off the backing and put it down on my card, and I don't have to worry about putting glue in on all these little tiny bits and pieces on here. So now I'm going to go and do my die cutting. So I will be back again. Okay, I'm back again, and we're going to add our embossing paste to our little thing here. If you don't have the shimmer, I think you could probably use regular embossing paste, just white embossing paste, and sprinkle on a little glitter. But this is so pretty, and it's so easy to use. I am using my Your Pick tool that Stampin' Up! Has. It has a little spatula on here. Any spatula will work, but this is just so darn handy to have because it's got all different little ends to it that I can use. So I'm going to use my little spatula today, and let me move this out of the way. That's my happy. Got to keep my happy safe. Or you could use, I don't know, a popsicle stick or a skewer, whatever, because we're just going to glop this on. Look, just like this. Because it's shabby chic, right? It's supposed to look shabby. See, look at that. That's what we're doing. Just add a little texture there, a little sparkle. I'm going to do that all around all the edges. And I'm also going to put some, let me try to get just a little bit on here. I'm going to put some in here. I'm just going to dab it on here. All around on our cutout part here. Yeah, we don't want to have that obscuring our opening there. See, I'm just dabbing it on. This is very easy to do. Don't be afraid of it. See, I need some up here too. And then a good portion of this part here, right here, is going to get covered up with the flowers. So I'm just going to continue Putting some glops on the side here. That's a technical term. And then I'm just going to set this aside. I'm going to let this dry for a little while. It dries fairly fast. I mean, it's not like an overnight thing. It will certainly dry a lot faster than our dyed ranunculus, or however you say it. Our dyed flower that we just did. That takes quite a while to dry. You could always speed it up a little bit with a heat tool. Okay, so there it is. It's all glitzed up now. I'm going to clean off my spatula and my hands. And I will be back in a few minutes, and we'll be able to start putting this card together, since I have a flower already done and dry that I did yesterday. Okay, so be right back. Are you ready to put this card together? I am. Let me get my glasses back on here. We've got all of our parts that we need. I'm going to fasten this piece down first. Oh, wait. Nope. First thing I'm going to do is put some Tombow on the back of all of these pieces. I'm going to put that aside and let that dry a bit. So I'm just putting just a light coat. I'm putting no Tombow on. My snozzles covered up. Come on. There we go. I got some Tombow coming out now. So we'll put that on. And wherever we can find a little room to put it. There's a lot of little swirls and little spots in this. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to put that aside. I'm going to let my Tombow glue dry some. And that way, when I put it down my card, I don't have to worry about it oozing out. This Tombow will dry, it'll dry sticky. It'll make this somewhat like a sticker. Now I could have put some of that tape on the back here, right here, the double-sided tape, but I don't know. I just didn't feel like it, so I didn't. Okay. There, I think I got pretty good in all these, all the little nooks and crannies. So I'll just put some now just on the big spots, and we'll put that aside and let that dry. Put that up there. Okay, now we'll put this on. And I'm using a Tombow because I want that little bit of time to get it all lined up. Oh, I should get some closer to the edge here. Don't want to get too close because, again, you don't want it oozing out. Alright, so I'll put that on there. Just stand that up and tap it into place. And there we go. I have this that I'm going to, later on, I'll stamp something on there, or maybe handwrite something on there. So I'm just going to put a little bit of repositionable tape on the piece that goes on the inside. And next I'll trim the stems off my flowers. I've already trimmed some off, but what I wanted to show you is I'm going to take my Junky Scissors. I'm going to cut that off. I like to leave about 1/4 inch of stem there, and I just push that stem down. Didn't this come out so pretty? And there we go. So my flowers now are all ready to go on my card. I have my little stamp to stamp birthday. I have some tape here. And I'm going to take my little leaf things here. I'm going to cut them into, I've got my little fussy cutting scissors now. I'm going to cut them just like that. So I have a whole bunch of little leaves to tuck in around my flowers. So instead of having 4, now I have 8 that I can use. I don't know if we'll use all of them, but it's always good to have them in case you need them. And I have my happy right here, and I've left it stuck in my paper and my double-sided tape here, and that's how it usually comes out. It doesn't usually cut all the way through this the backing on the double-sided tape, so that just makes it a little bit easier for us to get that out. And I'll show you how I do that when I'm ready to put that on the front of the card. And what else can we can do? We can cut our ribbon too. And I'm going to cut about a 3.5 inch pieces. A couple of those. I'm going to do 3 of those for the front. So that's 1, 2, 3. We'll do some nice little ribbon loops underneath our flower arrangement, flower grouping. Okay, so now we'll put this part down, and for the most part that Tombow glue now is dry. Okay, so we'll put that down. Right, try to get right in the middle here. Oh, good. That's so pretty and sparkly now. And then I'll put my happy on next. So let's see how this peels out here. Okay. I need something to poke that out. Where's my little poker part? No. Oh, I know where it is. It's on the other side of my spatula. There it is. I'll poke out my happy. I'm trying to get the little inside pieces out first here, if I can. Come on, get out. And one more there. Now see, I could have done the Tombow on this also, the same way as I did here with all the little swirly things. But I just wanted to do this different. This is an optional way to do it. Come on, poke out. There we go. I'll just peel that out of here. And I know this is going to come off easily because it was already trying to come apart. So just peel that backing off. And here's my happy. I'm going to put that right here. Leaving a little room for my birthday stamp down the bottom there. And I'm going to stamp that in garden green, the same color as my happy. And that'll go right here. I think that'll look lovely right there. Now we can start putting our flowers on. First we'll put our little loops of ribbon, and this is how I like to do that. I'm just going to take my Snail Adhesive, my Snail Tape Runner. I'm going to put a good 3-4 lines of tape on there, see? And I can just take my ribbon, make it into loops, and just stick it on there. Oh, that's sticking out a little bit too far. Get on there, ribbon. There we go. And I think I want another one going out towards the top here. Keep that inside the card. And then I want one kind of sticking out this way. There. There we go. Now I'll use my Art Glitter Dries Clear Adhesive. I'm going to put my big flower on first, because I want that right here, right over top of all those loops where they cross in the middle. And I think I'll put this other nice rosy colored rose right there. And I'll have my darker pink one here. And right out here on the end I'll put my light pink one. Now if you like to use glue guns, this would be, you could do this with your glue gun. But I do like to use this glue to put the leaves, to tuck the leaves in. Okay, and then I think right there looks good. I think that looks nice like that. And I'll start adding my little leaves. See, I'm just putting it down at the bottom of the stem there. That's all you really need. I'm going to start tucking them in. Try not to knock my flowers off. Just anywhere that I think I need little leaves. Put some up there. We've got plenty of them. That one I don't think is sticking there. There we go. Oops. Knock this one off. Let me put some more glue on that and stick that back down. So this is just like making a flower arrangement with real flowers. Just kind of go with wherever you think you need a little bit more. And then we're almost finished here. Let's see, one there maybe. Should I put this last one on? Coming out this way? Sure, why not? I have it, right? I have it made. And that completes our card. Except for, of course, an inside sentiment. But I don't know exactly what I want to put on there yet. So there's our card finished. So if you've liked this video, make sure you hit that like button down below. I do check those things, and it gives me a warm fuzzy feeling to see all the likes, and that gives me a little bit of an idea what direction people like to go with their cards. If you have any questions or comments about anything I've used or did here, then leave those down below too. And if you'd like to see more of my videos, there's a subscribe button there too. So click on that subscribe button and a little bell will pop up. And if you click on that little bell, then YouTube will let you know when I've made more videos, when I've posted a new video. If there are any Stampin' Up! Products you'd like to purchase, that would be so wonderful if you use me as your demonstrator if you're in the United States. Sorry, people in the UK and Australia and wherever, you can't have me as your demonstrator. You'll have to find somebody closer to home. But if you use me as your demonstrator, that would be wonderful if you purchase items. And that's about it. Oh, and you can do that through my Facebook page or my blog, which will be down below also. So y'all take care, stay safe, and happy stamping.